Bol News on the NCR channel is presented by the Pinewood Nainital.
Hello and welcome to BNHAF, that is Bol-News Hybrid Awards Festival. How important are film festivals for an actor or for a filmmaker or for the film industry?
Yes, such a good question. I mean, it's a great question, and I'm telling you, so important. And I didn't know back then when I studied acting, I didn't know that. And then I realized being at because I can just tell you, I just was at Cannes Film Festival, and you meet in one day, you talk in person to 20 directors, and you can meet them, you can have a chat with them, a coffee, you can have a laugh with them, you can introduce them. And honestly, I have to say, no one will look at your show reel or something. You just talk and you just like kind of see if you like each other and what are your dreams, what are my dreams, what am I pursuing, what are my visions, and you share that. And then there might be a party at night and a networking party. You can network all the time. Also, as a producer, I have to say, because if you want to do movies, you need sponsors, you need like co-producers, you need equipment. So festivals are great because equipment companies come there, producers that are looking to buy movies come there. It's the best place to be. And of course, right now, European wise, it's Cannes Film Festival and Venice Film Festival that just was. And due to my move, I wasn't at Venice Film Festival, but I was at Cannes. And I can tell you, I made so many connections, that it's so great networking there. And this is, these are my jobs for until the next year. It's just like that. So I really recommend to go to film festivals and to choose wisely to which one, and also to stay open, because if you're invited, if you get an award, you should definitely go.
Right. I have been going to Cannes Film Festival for the last 12 years now, and not in a single year I have ever completed the festival. It's so huge. It's so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Was it your first Cannes Film Festival this year?
It was my first one, yeah, because I'm just out of the acting formation, like about my exam for not even 2 years. So it was my first one, yeah.
And you loved it.
I loved it. It's stunning. It blows you away. It's really incredible. All the stars and red carpets and events and the people you can meet and the potential jobs you can get. And it's just incredible. And I actually really made the connections I needed to produce my sizzle reel, like my teaser for my movie. So it was very beneficial.
How many films have you acted in so far?
Around, let me count. It's now 10, and my 11th one is it's the first Danish movie is coming in end of October.
And what is this film about?
It's about a girl who's actually been abused by, for example, her mother, that is me, in the film. And she's very violent, so she flees, and she's this little girl, she's 17, she has a big talent, and that is to sing. So she goes to this club, and this club owner sees her talent, and he really is like a father figure to her, and encourages her to go on with singing and to pursue this career. This is what the film is about, and I'm playing the evil part of being the mother, and we will see in the film if she starts to regret it and if she has like a transformation going, or if it gets maybe worse,
So of all the 11 films that you have done, have all been released on OTTs or cinema, or what is their status?
Yeah, no, not. Some are still in post-production. I don't know if you're in a business, you know how it is, like post-production goes sometimes really, really long.
Particularly during the COVID times, I've seen that films are in post-production for 2 years.
Exactly. Yeah. It can happen. Yeah. I still have like 2 or 3 in post-production. Then one was hitting many awards at festivals. I got Best Actress, Best Film, and so on and so forth. It's called Alice. And Then two ones are scissor reels, which means like teasers for a movie. So they will probably never see the full light of day because this is for pitching. So you pitch them to Hollywood and to big producers, and they never see the light of day, potentially. And only if they're made into a cinema movie, then they will see the light of day. So, and other ones have been shown in small like events, but I'm just waiting for my first real cinema movie that you can buy tickets for, you know, in international cinemas. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
Welcome. What's your take on sex and nudity in cinema? Like we were talking about streaming giants like
Okay.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So Netflix had a film called 365 Days, and
Yeah.
it had audiences split worldwide. And
Yeah.
they had a sequel too because the film was such a massive hit. So what is your take on sex and nudity in cinema?
So, if I work on my own films, there's such a trusted environment, and everyone is coach and everyone is friends. So if there is a scene where someone is naked or anything like that, would be okay. I myself never did any like sex scene. I didn't never do more than a kiss or just being, for example, naked. I never did more, but it must be in a trusted environment and it must be under certain agreements. It was for this scissor reel for the teaser, and I know this thing will never see the light of day like in a cinema, so it's totally fine. But I think there's a lot of issues on the one hand because many actresses and actors are really young, and when you're really young, you have no idea about rights, about privacy rights, about what you are actually, what you can ask for in intimacy scenes and stuff like that, and that you can actually also say no, and you can say only this and that and XYZ. And I think there must need to be more education, and there must need to be more encouragement for actors to be able to just speak their opinion. And in general, I'm totally not against it because sometimes it's just part of the scene, and it's just like because we are picturing the real world, and in the real world we also kiss or we're sometimes naked. And I think even if now I'm speaking like sitting in Denmark and being from Germany, but even if we have totally different cultures, we're born naked. Everyone is born naked as a baby, for example, you know. It's just like there is something very natural to it. But of course, like it's a crazy debate that I almost don't want to jump into too much because there's this Me Too problem. There's this there's some directors who just go too far and who have like evil spirit, but they shouldn't be directors anyways, you know. And I think that there might be missing something like someone looking over it, like a commission or something, really looking over it and checking, because everyone can do films, and that's not really checked, like what kind of people are they, and you know, what kind of like environments do they offer? Do they offer safe environments? Yeah, but I'm 30 and I think I'm quite good because I can express myself and I can say no and I can ask questions. And some people just jump back if I ask questions and they say like, okay, we take a different actress. And then I'm like, okay, great. Then let's do that, because if you don't want to answer my questions, we would have a bad time anyways.
Right. You said that you went to film school. Why is it important for people to go to a physical acting school?
I can't even put in words how important it is, Amit. I can't even put it in words. It's so important. And there's so much you can do online. And if we've been looking at the pandemic, I've been also having Zoom classes for acting for a while. But if you don't have an idea about the craft, and if you don't have an idea what you're really doing, and if you're not an actor, you have to attend in-person classes. You have to have someone, you know, sometimes when I went to acting classes and now when I teach, I look people in the eye and I say, your eyes are stiff. Your eyes are full of willpower, but they're stiff. So please soften your eyes. And I almost can't see that through the screen. If it's a bad camera, I can't even see that. And this is something I can say, or I can see, wow, the shoulders are so tensed. And sometimes I can see it through the screen, but Little things like that. And then of course, partner play. You want to get, like, young people need to get physical. They need to, for example, sometimes, right, touch each other. And if they're like, we did a lot of stuff with, like, we did a lot of martial arts and acting in my acting school, because my teacher says it's so related, this force and the tension that we build and this tension in the body that we have while we're fighting. So we're doing a lot of martial arts, aikido and stick fight and fencing and everything. So it's incredibly needed. And if you want to make a difference and be a very skilled and high class actor, which I count myself into, you have to take in-person classes. And I also recommend a full diploma, like a full exam for several years. And then you will show up and people will just look up to you, because they know where you're coming from and they can also see that.
Of late, there has been a very strong emphasis on having the correct mental balance, apart from the physical balance, to be a great performer.
Oh, yes. Yoga is the best practice ever. I discovered it before acting, actually. And I also was thinking about having a career in yoga or teaching yoga, and I did teach yoga. Yoga helps you to pursue your dreams, to have a healthy body, a healthy mind, to open your heart, to release tension, to be in your own zone, because you do it mostly alone. And I think nothing is more beneficial than yoga for this, especially you talked about this balance that you need. And sometimes breath can change everything. And then I do some breath work. And just, I am not someone who's pushing too hard. So sometimes I don't practice for a few days because I just don't feel it. And then I come back to the practice. And I know that I have some Indian friends who are yoga teachers and they practice every day. And I'm not that, I will say, I will color it and I will say hard to myself, just because, some days we're just in a different state and then it's okay. But yes, yoga is for me the absolute balance out practice that I need for acting.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I definitely want to do cinema movies. So I want to see myself on a big screen. I don't even know, like, see myself. I wouldn't probably watch it because I couldn't. But I want to do these movies and want to be part of something really big and big stories, interesting stories, working with great directors, great teams, big, small teams. And I think just creating, I also really love to have clients and help them to do auditions. To help people really fulfills me. So I want to keep doing that here in Denmark by the beach if possible. And just being an actress and living and working with the craft every day. And hopefully, yeah, people will know me a little bit. That would be one of my dreams. I think, of course, everybody has this kind of little bit of this Hollywood dream, like, yeah.
Okay, this is the last question, and this is for the aspiring people, aspirants that want to break into the film industry. Today, filmmaking is very easy. Like, I have seen people shooting entire feature films, 90-minute films on mobile phones. Cannes Film Festival is accepting film shot on mobile phone as long as the film has something substantial to say. Cinemas are releasing film shot on mobile phone. And many a times when people don't have anybody to shoot the film, I have seen aspiring filmmakers mounting the camera on the tripod and shooting the film themselves on the mobile phone. What is your take on it?
It really depends. I mean, because my first thought was, if I do self-tapes, because everything is like self-tapes in Germany, it's called e-castings. Everything is with my phone. I have my tripod here in the back. Can you see? So I'm just like standing in front of my wall and doing all these castings for films and for commercials at home. Therefore, I would say a phone is extremely practical and does the work and can also give great pictures and great sounds. Okay, then I think there are people who just have to tell a story. and they don't have other possibilities at the moment. And then I want to encourage them and say, take your phone and do that story, because you got to start somewhere. You got to produce, you got to create, you got to get that story out there. And you never know. Someone will see it and will say, like, I want to do a movie out of this high quality with a 50 people team. And you never know. So I would say, yes, take your phone and get that story out. And that will be the start of something big.
Perfect. Lisa, it was wonderful having you on BNHAF One-on-One Awardee Editions. Congratulations on winning Award of Merit. Your your award will be emailed to you. It was wonderful having you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
Bol-News on the NCR channel is presented by the Pinode Nainital.